Well, try number 2. We didn't have the microphone on for the first one, but here we are with our new puppy, Lady, again. Hi, Lady. And we go. Today we're going Brad Owen. I know he's your new favorite poker star, and you've been watching his videos and stuff. So I made sure I went back in the old school videos that he has. And I found some interesting hands because we've been talking about bluffing and stuff. And also you gotta get put to the test. I don't know what you do. It's a weird spot that he gets put in. See what he does. See what Ciara would do. I guess now I'm legally obligated to share the news that we did get engaged. Which is why I'm drinking. So let's get on with the video.
Okay.
Because we need to learn about poker so I can pay for this wedding.
You got eyelash on your face.
So I can... Oh, Jesus. Alright, here we are. Alright. Now we're ready. We're recording. Alright. Here we go. Good to go. Here we go. Alright. We just saw we picked up Ace Deuce of Diamonds. And you can see the little thing in front of us. We're on the button.
Okay.
What do you think right off the bat? What's your thoughts? Ace Deuce of Diamonds on the button.
On the button, okay. Raise.
Okay, yep. So it's folded around to you. So we're raising, right? That's a good enough hand to raise on the button, right? So I think Mr. Brad Owen shares the same, and he raises it to $30. This is a 5-10 game. 5-10 game. So, raises $30. Pretty standard play. But then what happens there is the small blind makes it $130. Putting your ace deuce in a little conundrum. What do you think about that? You going to call 130? I think so. I think we're always going to call 100. We can't be raise folding on the button like that with ace deuce suited. So here we go. We're going to a flop. All right. Jack 5-3. Rainbow, 1 diamond on the flop.
Brick it.
I mean, we don't totally brick it. You know, it's not like a 7-7-9 no diamond flop. Okay, we don't totally brick it. What are we working with here? What are we working?
Straight draw.
We got a straight draw. We got a backdoor flush draw, and we have an ace in case he's got pocket kings or something. You know. All right, so not a horrible spot to be in, and we're on the button. All right, so let's see what happens. So, because we're last to act, right? So, I think this guy, he bets out for $65, right?
Weird bet, but okay.
What are you going to do? Call, raise, fold? What do you think?
You raise it right there.
You're going to raise it?
Because he bet 130 on pre-flop. So
he made the pot like 160 or something, 150. Bet 65 here, so now the pot's 205. He bet 65. I mean, that's... It's okay, bet. He could still have aces, kings, queens. He can still have all these hands. So, you say raise. I'm going to say don't raise.
You just check.
Because what if he does have aces, kings, or queens, right? He's going to come back over the top, and now you have...
I mean, Ciara would just call.
Yes. I think call is the best bet, right? Because we need to see more cards here. We obviously hope to see a 4, but diamond, ace... all help us. So I think we just have to call the 65 here because we don't want to reopen it, right? Like if he does have a big premium hand, we'll be in trouble. So Mr. Brad Owen agrees with us and does call. We hit one of the cards we were hoping to hit, a 5 of diamonds, correct. So now we've got the flush draw along to go with our other draws, our big pair draws and stuff. So what do you think now? Well, let's see what he does first. Let's see what our nemesis in this hand does. He checks. He checks. So by that check right there, what information does that give you?
It gives me no information.
What do you mean? It gives you everything. What do you mean no information?
It gives me he's not comfortable with this hand.
Okay.
Or he's trying to do like a check raise.
I mean, maybe. But the only hand he check raises with is pocket jacks, pocket 5s, pocket 3s.
Yeah.
I mean, got those hands, you got those hands. Good on you, buddy.
So now, I'm going to make him pay for that. Right?
For a check?
Yeah, I'm going to bet right here.
Okay, but I want you to realize that he raised you on the pre-flop. Mm-hmm. You called. He continuation bet.
Yeah.
You called. Now he's basically, to me, he's basically shutting it down. Mm-hmm. So that tells me he's got ace king, ace queen, like queen king type of hand, mm-hmm. and he's just basically done with the hand.
Yeah.
Right? That's what that tells me. So I'd like you to pick up on that, right?
I
now
do,
he could be check raising.
When you ask me this, like, you don't let me think that much because we're doing a video. So like I have to think on the spot. So.
Well, you got to think on the spot in the game too.
Well, I know, but not immediately. I have to think about it.
Think about it. Yeah, I mean.
But I would bet right here if he checks.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Because if he has ace king, ace queen, you're still behind. So.
Right.
So you got to bet. So let's see what Mr. Brad Owen thinks. And this is a play that I do too. He's all in, right?
Yeah.
Monster overbet. He bets like, I think he's got $1,000 in front of him or something, right? So he really puts it to the test. So even if that guy had like 10 jack, he's in a bad spot right now, right? So Brad's basically saying like, hey, the only hands that are going to call me aces or kings or pocket jacks, right? So he just didn't bet $50, $100, something like that. He goes all in. I think, a few $100 bet will get it done there, because I don't think he has a lot. This dog is literally eating my hands.
It's just put her down.
But he goes all in, putting the maximum amount of pressure, just to hope to win the pot. Right, so the only hands that are going to call you here, aces, kings, pocket jacks, right? Mm-hmm. That's it. And even aces and kings, you're in a tough spot. Brad could have pocket jacks. But anyway, let's see what he tries to do here. He's all in for basically, when he says effective, that's the size of the other guy's stack. So Brad Owen has like $2,000 or something, but the guy he's playing against only has $780. Yeah. So when he says, I'm all in for $700, he's only risking $780 of his stack. And I think the other guy does end up folding here after thinking about it for a minute. So, yeah, he probably had some either middling pair, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, something like that. We're already to the next one. Oh, we're not ready for the next one. Or ace, king, ace, queen. And by applying that pressure with our big draw, we got them to fold, right? I think I do a good job of that. I put a lot of pressure on people when I have a nut draw type of hand. I think you've been playing where you have to hit your hands a lot. Like you like a previous year would have to hit that flush before she bet it. But that was a great, because it could have been, the 7 of clubs on the river, and you've got ace high. That you're not going to win with ace high. So see that pressure right there, putting on that worked for him there. And just you've been doing better.
I've been doing.
You've been doing put a little pressure on people. Put a little pressure on people. But that pressure got that win right there.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
That was good.
It was good?
Yeah.
That's how you would have played that hand?
No, I wouldn't have played that.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Brad Owen's a professional. He's a professional. That's how he played that hand.
Put that puppy down.
This is insane.
Don't get one.
Shh. Okay, on to the next one. Now that one was, bluff. We got to bluff through that time, This one we're going to be put to the test, right? We got a premium hand.
Okay.
Third best hand ever made.
My favorite
pocket
hand.
queen. This is your favorite hand?
Yes. This is what I will always, I'll go all in on this one.
Yeah, pretty much have. Well, it's the third best hand, but I would fold this pre-flop if some crazy stuff happens pre-flop. You're never folding this no matter what. The tightest guy on the planet goes all in. You're going to call?
I call.
All right, well, you're going to lose some money. All right. So this time, Mr. Brad Owen picks up the QQs. And we did not close out the audio on this one. Give me 1 second. All right, now we're ready. And we're starting again. All right. We're not stopping. All right. So he obviously 3-bet. Oh, yeah, we missed it. So early position made it $30.
Okay.
Brad Owen in later position makes it $150. Standard play.
Okay.
Correct? Standard play. All right. So we're off to a flop. Well, the other guy just calls the 150. Now, I think that's key, right? What does that tell you? I make it 150. The other guy just calls. I didn't know. What did I stop? I just called the 150. What does that tell you?
He wants to see the flop. Like, he's not super confident with his hand.
Right? Because if he had aces or kings, or ace king, he'd be probably coming back over the top of you for like 500.
Yeah, he's confident, but not monster confident.
Exactly. You've got the best hand, basically. Is pre-flop, you've got the best hand. All right, here we go. We're off to the flop. There's the flop. What do you think?
Flushy.
Very flushy.
Very straighty.
Semi-straighty, yeah. I mean, but a 3-bet to 150 is not going to put him on, 8-9, something like that, right? It's tough. I mean, could they? Yeah, some players will wake up with that. You've got the queen blockers, so like Jack Queen, Queen King's probably not a great possibility, but very flushy board. So if he has Ace King, with the Ace of Diamonds or something, probably not going to get rid of him. So what are your thoughts after you see that flop? You're in position here.
Yeah. I mean, I bet.
You would bet it?
Mm-hmm.
I would try to keep the pot small. Let's see what Brad Owen does here, because he's smarter than I am. Let's see. The other guy's first to act, I think. Yeah, he checks, and Brad checks. Okay. So I would do that too, just to keep the pot small. Okay? Because you're going to get called by any big diamond, he could have a set of jacks that he did call 150 or 10s. So I would just keep the pot small, because I still think I probably have the best hand, but it's not going to worth it for my stack to see some bad runouts here. So I agree with Brad Owen here on the check back. So let's see what the next card is. 7 of clubs. Pretty safe card, I think. Right?
Yeah.
I don't see how that helped anybody. So now the under the gun bets out for 230. Big bet.
Mm-hmm.
Big bet. Putting a little pressure on us. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm just gonna go with my instinct here that he had pocket 10s and.
Ooh. So you put him on a big hand.
I put him on 10s.
Which he could. Like if he had Ace King of Diamonds, flop the Stone Cold Nuts into the pre-flop Razor, you're going to check that all day, every day, twice on Sundays, right? So he could have a monster. That's why Brad was checking back.
Yeah.
So he could have a monster here, right? And he just made a big bet on the turn after checking the flop. Tough spot to be in. What do? Do you just let it go, live to fight another day, or are you willing to go to the mattresses here with QQ?
It's hard for me to fold queens.
It is. What are you gonna do? You're at the table getting put to the test. And now this is something else I don't think I've ever talked to you about. So there's still another street to come, right? We still got the river.
Yeah. He's
betting 230 here. Let's just say it's the deuce of hearts on the river. What do you think his next bet's gonna be? If he's betting 230 here and it's just a blank card.
Yeah.
What's his next bet? 500, 700? Are you willing to call that one too if it's a blank? That's something you got to think about. You got to not just think about this bet, because you're not going to improve here, right? Even a queen on the river doesn't really improve your hand unless he had a set of jacks or a set of tens. So you have to think about that next bet. So with that in mind, what are your thoughts? What are you doing with 230? You just letting it go? You call, or maybe you're raising. Maybe you represent the flush. Who knows?
I call the 230.
I think you're right. I probably call too. He could be making that bet with a ton of hands. Any ace of diamonds hand, he's probably making that because he knows I'm not too comfortable with my hand. because I'd probably be continuation betting if I had a big hand. Any set he,
So there he goes.
So he bet 460 on the river. Not a huge bet.
Yeah.
But a big bet, right? So I mean, we anticipated this, right? We anticipated it. So
that's
I think
the only thing I could put him on is I could put him on a set here. I don't know.
So I mean, you called the turn. You put him on a set. You should have folded the turn.
I don't let my queens go. I'm sorry.
So you're just calling it off. Even if you put him on a better hand than you,
I'm so
you just
sorry.
have to call it off.
Sorry, poker world.
I just can't let it go.
I can't let the
They're
queens
just
go.
pretty queens. I can't fold it. I disagree with you. I don't think he has a set, but he could be doing this with any ace of diamonds hand, or he could have.
He could be bluffing and representing
He definitely doesn't
a flush.
He could be. So it's either a flush or the ace of diamonds in my head, right? He's never doing this with a set because his set is so vulnerable. So he's never betting twice with just a plain set. He checks, hopes to get to showdown, and he hopes I have queens, and he wins, right? Yeah. He's never betting again with a set. He's betting because he either has a flush, right, and he wants to get paid, or he just has the ace of diamonds, and he's hoping you fold. Those are the two reasons he's betting right here. So that 460 bet, you have to decide which is it. You know, is he bluffing or has he got the flush? Those are basically the only two options right here in my head.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call.
You're gonna call it. I'm probably gonna call it off too because I hate folding. It's tough winning when you fold. Brad Owen agrees with us and calls. Let's see what happened. He had 9-10 of clubs. Just a stone cold bluff. And he tried to get it through. Yeah, this guy played that hand horribly. He's going to get called all the time with hands like ours. So I think that was just a poorly played hand on his part.
So you see, I win.
We would have won, but yeah, you're the way that hand played out, he's either got the stone cold nut flush or he's got nothing, right? That's the way the hand played out. He never has a set there. Because set, you've got showdown value, right? You want to get to the river because Brad Owen could have a flush.
Yeah.
So you're not betting. So I'll try to, next time it comes up in our game, I'll try to point that situation out. Like, this guy's never betting right there with, that hand. I think our puppy just committed suicide. But yeah, so I think the way that hand played out, that was so polarizing that it's either I've got the flush or I've got nothing. So turns out he had nothing right here. I put him on more like an ace of diamonds, like king of hearts kind of hand, but he had 9-10. So I guess he did have a gut shot on the turn with a pair of tens. But even then, like, let's say he hits his gut shot there. What do I get stuff over there?
No, you're about to hit me in the face.
His flush, his straight I guarantee if he hit the straight on the river, he checks. He doesn't bet 460 if he hits a straight on the river. Because now he beats all of our overpairs and all our sets and stuff. He beats them all, so he checks. Because he doesn't want to get beat by a flush. So,
okay.
You understand?
I do. This is a long video.
It's not too long. Hey, the people have to learn.
Yeah.
The people have to learn. Oh my God, I lost my sign behind me. I pulled up the sign behind me. That was just an ad for Roku. Well,
okay, guys.
Hopefully we get paid for Roku. All right. Well, did you learn anything today?
I did.
I don't feel like you did.
I did.
I feel like we need to go practice a lot. I feel you didn't learn. You just coasted right through this one.
No, you're disappointed because I would have made all the wrong. Like, I made all the right moves right there.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
All right. Until next time. Goodbye, YouTube world.